Hello children, you are welcome to Victoryland Virtual Class, and today our subject is science. And our strand for today is diversity in matter. Diversity in matter, and our sub-strand is living things and non-living things. Living things and non-living things. Good. You can see some images on the screen, such as human beings, animals, flowers, a chair, a table, and a toy or a teddy bear. Can you think about these images and tell me what they are? Let's be thinking about it. Learning objectives. Our learning objectives for today. Objective number 1, identify a living thing. We are going to identify a living thing. Number 2, identify a non-living thing. Identify a non-living thing. Number 3, name examples of living things. We are going to name examples of living things. Then objective number 4, name examples of non-living things. Name examples of non-living things. I take our objectives again. Objective number 1, identify a living thing. Identify a living thing. Number 2, identify a non-living thing. Number 3, name examples of living things. Name examples of living things. And objective number 4, name examples of non-living things. Name examples of non-living things. Good. I hope you are following. What are living things? What then are living things? Do you have anything in mind? Do you have anything in mind? On our previous images, you could see animals, human beings, a chair, a table, flowers, and a teddy bear. So can you identify any living thing among them? Let's think of that. Things which can grow, move, breathe, and reproduce are called living things. Things which can grow, move, breathe, and reproduce are called living things. Good. Let's take it one after the other. Grow. We say living things can grow. Living things can grow. Mommy gave birth to us as kids. We're like babies, and we're gradually growing, and now we became young adults. We were in nursery, then moved on to KG, KG2, and now we are in KG1. So meaning living things can grow. Human beings are living things. Therefore, you are a living thing. I am also a living thing. Good. We say living things can move. Living things can do what? They can move. We go to school every morning, and after school we walk back home. On Sundays we go to church. Mommy goes to market to buy us foodstuffs. We walk from one place to the other, meaning we can walk. Therefore we say living things can move. Living things can do what? They can move from one place to another. Walking from one place to another means movement. So therefore we say living things can move. Breathe. We say living things can breathe. Can you breathe in? And let me see. Let's all do it together. Good. Can we try it the second time? We breathe in and then out. Good. Therefore, living things can breathe. Living things can do what? They can breathe. Animals are also living things. They also grow, they also move, and they also do what? They breathe. Now, last one is reproduce. Reproduce. When we say living things reproduce, what do we mean by that? They give birth to their own ones. They give birth. They give birth. Dogs give birth to what? Puppies, the little ones, the young ones. Yesterday, Kofi's mother gave birth to a little boy. Yesterday, Kofi's mother gave birth to what? A little boy. Therefore, we say living things can reproduce. So things which can grow, move, breathe, and reproduce are called living things. Things which can grow, move, breathe, and reproduce are called living things. Good. Living things can also feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Living things can also feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Yesterday, Kofi took Ama's pencil and broke it. Kofi took Ama's pencil and broke it. It was time for Ama to write an exercise and find out that the pencil was broken. What then happens to Ama? Ama was very angry because there was no pencil to write. Ama was what? Very angry. So living things can feel emotion like anger, fear. Yesterday, Kofi took mommy's 20 pesos to buy toffee without telling mommy. Kofi took mommy's 20 pesos without telling mommy. And he knows that when he come back home, mommy will come and then do what? Beat him. Therefore, he was afraid. So there was a fear in Kofi that mommy would do what? Beat him. So he feel emotions like what? Fear. And the last one is happiness. Living things can also feel emotions like what? Happiness. Mommy bought you a new Christmas shoe. Mommy bought you a new Christmas shoe, dress, bag, earrings, and a new hairband. You were very happy. You were like, hey, thank you, mommy, I got a new pair of shoes, a new dress. We were very happy. So therefore, we say living things can also feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Good. I hope you are following. Let's continue. After growing and living for a long time, living things ultimately die. I take it again. After growing and living for a long time, living things do what? They die. Last Saturday, mommy went for a funeral. Mommy was dressed in a black dress, and you asked her, Mommy, please, where are you going? And mommy said, I am going to grandpa's funeral, or I'm going to Ama's father's funeral. What do you think is happening? Meaning the person is what? The person did what? The person died. Or living things can do what? They die. Examples like trees. When the season is very dry, like it's not raining and stuff, Trees do what? When there is no water getting to them, they do what? They die. The leaves dried up, will not get fruits to eat again. So therefore we say living things do what? They die. Examples of living things. Examples of living things are, the living things are human beings, animals, and plants. So these are some of the examples. We have human beings, animals, and plants. We have more examples like a boy, a girl, butterfly, a dog, a cat, a tree. Good. What are non-living things? What are non-living things? We said living things are things that do what? They can move, they grow, breathe, and do what? They reproduce. So when we say non-living things, what are they? Do you have anything in mind? Good. Things which cannot grow, cannot move, cannot breathe, and cannot reproduce are called living things, non-living things, sorry. Things which cannot grow, cannot move, cannot breathe, and cannot reproduce are called non-living things. We said human beings and animals grow. They grow. Non-living things cannot grow. We have a pencil, for instance. Mommy bought us a new pencil. Pencil cannot grow. Therefore, it's a non-living thing. A pencil cannot grow. So it's what? A non-living thing. It cannot increase in size nor grow in any way. Cannot add any weight to it. So we say non-living things cannot do what? They cannot grow. Good. Non-living things cannot move. Non-living things cannot move. A table is an example of non-living thing. It cannot move from the position it is to the other unless a living thing, which a human being can move it from one place to another. A book cannot move by itself. So therefore we say non-living things cannot move. Non-living things cannot breathe. They cannot breathe. A chair cannot breathe as the human being does. A television set cannot breathe as well. So we say non-living things cannot breathe. And non-living things cannot reproduce. Non-living things cannot reproduce. The television set we have in our various homes cannot reproduce or cannot give birth to another television set. When it gets spoiled, Daddy has to go and buy us a new one. Our laptops we are using, it will only get spoiled and then we get a new one but cannot reproduce. Good. So therefore we say things which cannot grow, things which cannot move, cannot breathe, and cannot reproduce are called non-living things. Things which cannot grow, cannot move, cannot breathe, and cannot reproduce are called non-living things. Good. I hope you are following. Non-living things cannot feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Non-living things cannot feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Anger, a table cannot feel anything in it. Whether you took a cane to hit it, nothing will happen to it. It will not feel anything. A table will never get angry because you are using it to write. Okay? Fear. 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 Television sets. Television sets, our laptops, our pens and pencil we use to write, they don't have any fear in them that am I using me to write, so therefore I'll get finished in few minutes time. No, they don't feel anything. The last one is happiness. 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 When you got a new shoe today, the shoe will not be happy that you are wearing it. Rather, a living thing, which is you, the human being, you will rather be happy that you are using the shoe, but not the non-living thing that is the shoe. So therefore we say non-living things cannot feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Non-living things cannot feel emotions like anger, fear, and happiness. Good. Non-living things do not have any kind of life in them. Non-living things do not have any kind of life in them. Non-living things do not die as human beings do, so they don't have any kind of life in them. A table do not die unless it gets spoiled. Good. Let's come to our examples of living things. What then are the examples of non-living things? Examples of non-living things. Good. Examples of non-living things are rocks, buckets, and water. As shown on the screen, we have rocks, buckets, and water. Some examples are a car, a television set, an eraser, a pencil, a book, and a chair. All these are what? Non-living things. All these are examples of non-living things. A car, television set, eraser, pencil, book, and chair. They are all non-living things. Good. I hope you got everything correct. I hope you are following as well. Today we learned about living things, what they are. We said living things are things which can grow, they can move, they can breathe, and can reproduce. We learned some examples as well, and we came to non-living things. We said they cannot move, they cannot breathe, they cannot do what? Grow, and cannot reproduce. Non-living things as well, they don't have what? Any life in them. Non-living things do not have any kind of life in them. Good. Let's come to our evaluation for today. So let's take our pen and paper and then write our evaluation down. Can you take your exercise book and then your pencil? Question 1. Evaluation question 1. Which of the following is a living thing? Which of the following is a living thing? A. Stone. A. Stone. B. Cat. Which of the following is a living thing? A. Stone. B. Cat. 2. Which of the following is a non-living thing? Which of the following is a non-living thing? A. Pencil. B. Boy. A. Pencil. B. Boy. 3. Living things can move. Living things can move. True or false? Living things can move. True or false? 4. Non-living things cannot grow. Non-living things cannot grow. True or false? Non-living things cannot grow. True or false? I take our evaluation questions again. Number 1. Which of the following is a living thing? Which of the following is a living thing? A. Stone. B. Cat. Which of the following is a living thing? A. Stone. B. Cat. 2. Which of the following is a non-living thing? Which of the following is a non-living thing? A. Pencil. B. Boy. Number 3. Living things can move. Living things can move. True or false? Living things can move. True or false? Number 4. Non-living things cannot grow. Non-living things cannot grow. True or false? Non-living things cannot grow. True or false? I wish you all the best and see you in our next lesson.